In the heart of Los Angeles, where the veil between the living and the ancestral thins under the glow of marigold lanterns and flickering candles, Camila Cabello stepped into a celebration that transcended mere fashion and festivities. The 28-year-old pop sensation, whose voice has serenaded millions with hits like Havana and Señorita, arrived at the 5th annual Dia de Muertos Gala, transformed into a vision of Gothic elegance that perfectly mirrored the night's theme of remembrance and reverence. Her choice of attire, a strapless, figure-hugging black gown that clung to her curves like a shadow cast by moonlight, wasn't just a red carpet statement. It was a profound homage to her grandmother, the woman whose stories and spirit have woven themselves into the fabric of Camila's identity. As she posed with effortless poise, the pearl choker around her neck catching the light like dewdrops on obsidian, Camila embodied the gala's essence. A bridge between past and present, honoring the trailblazers who light the path for future generations. The event, masterminded by visionary curator Carlos Eric Lopez in collaboration with the Hispanic Federation, pulsed with the vibrant soul of Mexican and Latino American heritage. This wasn't your typical Hollywood soirée, dripping in superficial sparkle. It was a sacred gathering designed to spotlight culture, family, and community. The Dia de Muertos Gala serves as a luminous platform for recognizing those unsung heroes, the abuelas and abuelos, the artists and activists, who have fueled the recent global renaissance of Latino contributions to art, music, film, and beyond. Amidst altars adorned with photos of departed loved ones, colorful papal picado fluttering like confetti from the heavens, and the aroma of pan de muerto wafting through the air, attendees were invited to reflect on mortality not with sorrow, but with joy and gratitude. Camila's presence added a layer of star power, but it was her personal stake in the evening that elevated it to something deeply intimate and inspiring. At the core of Camila's involvement was a heartfelt presentation, bestowing the Abuelita Award upon her own grandmother, Mercedes Rodriguez, a prolific author whose words have long echoed the rhythms of Cuban exile and resilience. This accolade wasn't merely ceremonial. It was Camila's way of acknowledging the profound role Mercedes has played in shaping her worldview and fueling her appreciation for their shared Latino heritage. "My grandmother has been my North Star," Camila might have whispered in rehearsal, her eyes misting with the weight of generations. Mercedes, with her silver hair swept into an elegant updo and a shawl embroidered with motifs of mariposas, symbolizing souls returning home, stood beside her granddaughter, their bond palpable in every shared glance and gentle touch. The award, a delicate sculpture evoking the fragility and strength of ofrendas, symbolized not just literary achievement but the quiet power of storytelling passed down through bloodlines. As Camila handed it over, the room erupted in applause, a collective recognition that family isn't just roots, it's the soil from which we bloom. Camila's gown, sourced from a high-end atelier specializing in nocturnal opulence, was a masterpiece of contrasts. The black velvet fabric, sourced from sustainable mills in Italy, molded to her silhouette with the precision of a second skin, its corseted bodice accentuating her toned arms and décolletage while the skirt cascaded into a subtle train that whispered against the floor like a secret. Pearls, heirlooms perhaps from Mercedes' own collection, formed a choker that evoked Victorian morning jewelry, yet worn with a modern ferocity. Her makeup, smoky eyes shadowed in charcoal and crimson lips that popped like fresh hibiscus, complemented the ensemble, transforming her into a contemporary Katrina, the iconic Day of the Dead figure who mocks death with beauty. Footwear? Sleek stiletto boots in patent leather, grounding the ethereal look in rock and roll edge. As she worked the carpet, flashing smiles that lit up the night, photographers clamored for shots, capturing the way the gown's subtle ruching caught the light, hinting at the stories etched into her skin. But beyond the glamour, the gala's mission ran deep. Carlos Eric Lopez, the founder whose passion for cultural preservation burns as brightly as the event's copal incense, articulated its heart in a pre-event statement that resonated like a Wapango melody. "During this time, I am humbled to bring our Latino communities together to share their stories and support one another on this sacred holiday," he shared, his voice carrying the gravitas of someone who's seen heritage diluted by assimilation. "We are stronger together." We are honored to recognize Mercedes Rodriguez with this year's Abuelita Award. Our grandmothers are the heart of our families, the storytellers, the caretakers, and the keepers of our traditions. These words weren't platitudes, they were a call to action. The evening included a series of student grants awarded to Los Angeles-based college hopefuls, funding their dreams in creative fields, from budding filmmakers reimagining Aztec myths to poets channeling Bruja wisdom. One recipient, a young Chicana artist named Sofia, tearfully accepted her envelope, vowing to create murals that immortalize the voices of migrant mothers. In a city where Latino narratives often play second fiddle to blockbuster budgets, events like this carve out space for authenticity, reminding attendees that Dia de Muertos isn't imported folklore, it's living legacy. Camila's connection to such themes isn't superficial, it's woven into her artistry. Born in Cojamar, Cuba, and raised in Miami's mosaic of cultures, she's long channeled her bicultural identity into music that sways between heartbreak ballads and salsa-infused anthems. Her grandmother's influence? It's there in the lyrical nods to family in tracks like Never Be the Same, where vulnerability meets unbreakable spirit. Attending the gala wasn't a publicity ploy, it was a full-circle moment, echoing a poignant 2020 performance that still chokes up fans. During a virtual concert amid pandemic isolation, Camila dedicated First Man from her romance album to her father, Alejandro. As haunting piano notes filled the screen, old home videos flickered behind her. Toddler Camila giggling in Havana streets, father-daughter dances at Quinceañeras. She poured her soul into the chorus, I was always looking for a first man, her voice cracking with raw emotion. Then, in a gut-wrenching pivot, she descended from the stage, virtually yet viscerally, to serenade Alejandro in the front row. Clad in a tuxedo, his eyes welled as he mouthed the words, the audience, including a misty-eyed Gwen Stefani, dissolving into tissues. That moment, streamed to millions, wasn't just a song. It was therapy, a public exorcism of the separations wrought by immigration and exile. Now, honoring Mercedes, Camila extends that thread, weaving family into her public tapestry. The venue itself, a sprawling warehouse reborn as an ofrenda extravaganza, amplified the magic. Towering sugar skulls grinned from pedestals, their icing eye sockets filled with LED lights pulsing to a DJ set blending cumbia with EDM. Tables groaned under mole poblano and tamales steamed in banana leaves, while mariachi strings duet with electronic beats, creating a soundscape that felt like Frida Kahlo's diary set to rhythm. Celebrities mingled,